I rinse them off too. When you get that tortoise traffic jam, they're so nimble. Wait till you see these tortoises. They're just so beautiful. Some beautiful cherry heads. I absolutely adore cherry heads. There's a very, very bright red stripe on the side. And that's that cherry head. Oh, look at this. Yeah. Isn't that cool? Look at how pretty they are. They're curious about the newcomers too. Can never have too many cherry heads if you ask me. This is the fun part for me. Hey, what's going on, guys, girls, boys, everyone that's out there in the universe? We're messing with some cherry heads today because we actually have some new arrivals that I'm really excited to add to the main colony, but I wanted to clean things up because I'm sure they pooped a lot. Yeah, there's some poopies in here.
Thank you to all our loyal Patreon members out there. This week's shout out goes to Adam Martinez.
I clean this weekly, and you can see the crew is hanging out. So
it smells amazing.
It does smell, but we're gonna rinse it out and make it clean. Now these guys have been with me for a long time, and I love my cherry heads. They're an awesome species. So what we're doing here is we're gonna straighten and tidy up their enclosure. Okay, and then we're gonna introduce you to the new recruits that have just come, and I'll give you the full story on them. So that's what we're doing here today. So let me get into this work mode. We're gonna spray this down because it's been sitting in the sun. I don't want it to be hot. I can clean their water dish off a little bit, like actually it's their food dish. You just wanna make sure you're not pelting them with hot water from the hose. So I'm just letting it run a little bit. And then simply, guys, I'm just rinsing this out, and then this will kind of wake them up. Lots of little daddy long-leggers. Just rinse, 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 and then I just rinse it out the front door. And that's that. I rinse them off too. Sometimes they get covered in turds.
Yeah, they're pretty dirty.
They're dirty. But look how beautiful they are.
Little scrub brush.
They're getting a little scrubby. Little turtle bidet. But yeah, it's very simple. I just rinse it out the door.
Creates a fantastic aroma.
What are you gonna do? These are animals, my friend. Now sometimes you can put hay in the bottom of this, and that would help soak up some of the feces, but I find that's a lot of work too, to like
clean the hay out.
Yeah, just clean the hay out and stuff. I like to just be able to spray it out. I did wind up tilting this thing forward. The only problem is we have a tortoise pile up. So you want to kind of push them out the doorway. There we go.
Now they're moving.
Now we're moving. When you get that tortoise traffic jam, no fun.
Look at this, just climbing right over the rest.
Oh yeah.
They're so nimble. It's unbelievable to think that these like moving rocks can just crawl over each other. Every time I see it, it blows my mind.
They're amazing. I feel a rumble. Do we have a delivery truck here? Have a look. Oh, I'll take this. Yeah, you go look at the delivery truck there. You'll be stoked. Anyway, guys, you can see it's getting cleaned up now. Looks much, much better. I just give it a good once over. Again, there's a tortoise traffic jam happening. Not a fan of that. He doesn't want to go out, but I want them to go out today. I want them to meet their new friends that are going to be kind of hanging out with us. You see how the water's collected here? You can actually just spray it out. And it'll evaporate, no worries. So I'm very happy with this. We have cleaned their little box. Good times. Oh. Now what I've got to do is I'm going to trim some of these plants back a little bit. I just want to also clean out the, I'm going to clean out their water bowl as well. There's some algae that has grown in it. Doesn't necessarily bother me because we have a hose that runs into it off the irrigation, and that winds up getting us clean water every day. But I just want things to be ready for our new recruits. So pretty excited about this. There's Darth Maul. I was wondering where she was. She's way over here. Let's get her some water. It's a little bit been dry the last few days. She'll wake up now that she's feeling that. So here you can see we just got some algae, but we're going to spray it out. Also, I've been getting eggs from these guys, which is awesome. It's the season for eggs of the cherry heads. So let's see, we're just spraying. I don't mind any string algae, it doesn't bother them. I just get rid of as much as I can. And then I fill this back up, and they've got some fresh water. And then of course we have the irrigation that comes on daily to really clean it out. I let it overflow. We'll just let that go ahead and do its thing. So, what I'm excited about, friends, is a few weeks ago, someone emailed me and said that they had some tortoises, some cherry heads that they needed to send south. They lived up in Minnesota. They couldn't keep these animals anymore. They had them for a few years. But wait until you see these tortoises. They're just so beautiful. I am so excited about this. And we are going to meet them right now. Of course, I put them in with the wackadoodles. Hey, what's up there, sweetheart? Not this wackadoodle, and definitely not that one. I'm talking about the real wackadoodles, our blue iguanas. Oh, and they're, hey, get back, get back, get back, get back, back, back. This guy's a maniac. He's always hungry, this guy. But we're not feeding you today. Instead, we're meeting some beautiful cherry heads. Look at this. That's so cool. Look at these guys. It's a beautiful female right here. And Matt's back, so that's good news. But so gorgeous, right? I kept them in here for just a few weeks just to make sure everything looked good and they're happy and healthy. Let's go ahead and let Matt back in so he can grab this. Hold on, Matt. Go ahead, Matt.
You know you locked me in here.
I did lock you in there once. But look at these beauties that I've got. These came, look, watch out for your feet. Those guys are nuts. They are nuts, but look at this.
Oh, wow. Look how bright red it is. I don't think you can tell, but there's a very, very bright red stripe on the side of it.
And that's that cherry
head.
That
is amazing.
Yeah. And of course, they have that really beautiful marbling that's starting to develop. And this is a female, so we'll have another baby.
Wait, this is a very beautiful one.
Isn't that beautiful? She's gorgeous.
Can you see how bright
yes.
those red dots are?
That I can actually see with my color blindness. Cool. But just this beautiful shell, and once these shells get wet, when I spray them down here, when we put them into the thing, they're going to really look good. Now, there is another one, and it is over here. Just kind of hiding in this old nest burrow. Oh, look at this. Here's another one. And these are big enough to go out with the main crew. And this one is another female.
Dark red these are.
Yeah. Isn't that cool? And the gentleman who raised these animals did a fantastic job. I mean, they looked so healthy, and it was
dense and heavy.
Oh, they're so dense and heavy. Yes, that's right. When you're looking for bright, clean eyes, you're looking for a heavier than it looks tortoise. And of course, they're inquisitive. They're sticking their heads out, so that's really nice.
That is dark red.
Isn't that beautiful?
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and move them. We're going to put them now.
I'll grab the other guy.
You grab the other guy? Yeah, we're going to put these guys out with the rest of the crew. And they probably won't lay eggs for a couple of years, but they are going to be in just a welcomed addition to the cherry head colony that I have here. I absolutely adore cherry heads and redfoots. They do so well here in Florida, and they're just a fantastic species. Now, cherry heads even more than redfoots in the way that these guys don't get huge. They do so, you know, if you have a large enough place to keep them during the winter, they will.
This guy's strong. He's pulling on my fingers.
Holy smokes, they will do really well. Let's put them out over here. I like to put new tortoises near the watering hole, because this lets them know where the water is. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and just do this and let them see the water. And what I think I might do now is let's go ahead and just show you.
Oh wow!
Look at that. Look at how pretty they are.
The
marbling
on these heads is so amazing.
Isn't that beautiful? And they are two females.
Some of your guys look a little orange compared, because these are so deep dark red.
Right, but the orange happens. That's normal. But these guys are so beautiful, huh? Look at all the cherry heads I have. Look at that head, man. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, these are just incredible tortoises. So beautiful. And I was mentioning earlier while you were tending with the delivery, that it is egg laying season for redfoots and the cherry heads. So I'm gonna go ahead and just have a look. It's possible that we'll find a nest. Let's have a look. There's another, that's a male.
How could you tell from the top?
I just know my
know
tortoises.
this guy, yeah.
The males tend to be smaller, and of course they have that really deep concavity.
Wow.
Isn't that incredible?
You could hide a whole nother turtle.
That's exactly what he does when he breeds. He just gets on top. She can't shake him off, and he's got that long tail to help copulate. Okay, let's look. I'm not necessarily seeing any telltale signs of, now, you know what's funny is I got these from my friend Maurice Rodriguez. What color is the head there? That looks like a cherry head, right?
Yeah.
It's got the black plaster on.
Pretty bright red.
It's pretty bright red.
It's not quite as dark as the ones we were
But it's definitely...
Look how bubbled up.
Yeah, these are more pyramided. These were raised up in New Jersey by someone that gave them to Maurice, and he wanted them to go to me. I'm sorry, friend. So this is a male, okay? He doesn't have the same deep concavity, but he's got the long tail.
It's still there. It's just not
there.
as extreme.
Right, he's not happy about being up there. There you go, buddy. So yeah, some of that pyramiding is due to dietary issues, not getting natural sunlight, too dry when they were developing, but others you can see that have been raised down here in Florida, they tend to do really well because it's most like their natural habitat of Brazil. But again, these two are being investigated by the older ones here.
The newcomers.
Yep, these are the two newcomers. But look at the marbling on that one tortoise. And the marbling, you know, sometimes will wear off. This actually, that cherry head had marbling too, but you can tell she's an older gal. She's smoothed out. She's lost a lot of the coloration. It's just what happens in nature. This is just, as you get older, you get a little duller. I mean, I'm a little duller than I was when I was 18. What can I tell you?
They rub up against stuff, and their shell goes through life wear.
That's what the shell of our bodies definitely gets a little bit used and abused. Let's see. I haven't seen any potential nesting. I don't think so anyway. This looks like test nests over here. It looks like one was testing, but they didn't commit. And a tortoise will do this. Oh, yeah. They'll start to dig, but for whatever reason, they'll feel with their legs, and maybe they feel that it's not moist enough or humid enough. But another interesting thing are all these ants carrying this yellow jacket. Look at these ants.
Where's the yellow jacket?
Right there by my tip of my finger.
Way. Wow,
they're
really
kind of
moving them.
They are moving that yellow jacket back to the nest where they're going to make a feast of them. Squirrel. What's this? What's this? What's this? What's this? I don't think this is anything.
It looks like it's been like that for a while.
Yeah, that's nothing.
Pine needles weren't disrupted.
Again, more nests that I've dug up. So, all right, guys, we're not going to get any nests in this video, but let's go marble. Ow. I just hit my head. See? Told you about being dull. I want to marble. Look, they're curious about the newcomers, too.
They're always
Actually, they're curious about getting food. But look how beautiful these two are. So it's so awesome now. They've got plenty of space. And, you know, Matt, you know, we're getting a pretty good amount of cherry heads in this enclosure. Let's actually do a head count. I think I'm at 14, but we've got 1, 2, 3.
Any of them behind you?
Yeah, I got Darth Maul. There's 4.
That's the Darth Maul.
That's
4.
the Darth Maul. 4, 5, 6, 7,
7,
8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Hey, that's pretty cool. We got 16 cherry heads now. Can never have too many cherry heads if you ask me. I love it. That is amazing. And I just, the gentleman who sent these animals to me, I just want to say thank you. You know who you are. And these guys are going to do well. I think there's a lot of attention by that female. She's curious. It's very interesting to see a female curious about these young ones here. And look at, they're kind of moving all together. These guys are like buddies.
Gender fluid female over here.
Yeah, she's just investigating. It's super cool. Look at that.
This guy's interesting though. He's following around like, well, we're going over here, but why?
They're gonna check out the lay of the land, get an idea of where they can hide, and hopefully they find that box where it's heated for the evenings. They've been getting cooler. We're gonna get down into the 50s next week. So I want to make sure these guys are acclimated prior to it getting cold. But they are such a great tortoise species. And you know, I love this habitat because it's got all this pine straw litter, it's got shade, it's got sunny spots, it's got good nest laying areas. It's large enough that the animals are going to be able to move around healthily, have a lot of room, but it's also small enough that I'm able to find most of the eggs that are laid. However, I do from time to time find babies in here. I've actually found them recently on video, and it wasn't planned. They're just, usually it's after a heavy rain, stimulates the babies to dig out of that hard soil. But this, it looks like this one is interested in the female. The newcomer is interested in that larger one, like, whoa, you're like me, just bigger. I really think that they've been looking at the same friends for so long that when they see a new tortoise, they're super excited. So that's awesome. And this little one here was just nibbling on some of the different plant matter. And that's what they do. They'll kind of get a nibble. Hey, what is this? Is this food? Look at this. Look at him smelling. Their olfactory, abilities are very, very good. They can smell extremely well. And you see, just with its nose, like, can I eat that? What is that? That's interesting. This is all new. You wouldn't think tortoises behave in this way, but they do. They use all of their senses to operate in their environment, to give their brains all the necessary information that they need to be effective at surviving in whatever kind of landscape they're in. Now, obviously, these guys are adapted to a specific climate, and that's why South Florida is fantastic, because it is as close to their natural climate as you can get in the United States. So very, very cool. I love it.
They don't seem alarmed by you or your loud voice, are they?
No, these guys were raised up since hatchlings,
okay.
So they are absolutely accustomed to human beings. They show no fear of us. When I pick them up, they don't retreat into their shells. That's always fantastic. But this is the fun part for me. I come out here, I sit down, and I just kind of watch the animals. That's where I learn the absolute most about my animals. That's how you begin that relationship with your animal, so that when you notice they're doing something that you haven't seen before, and if it feels odd, usually it is, and that's why it's a good part of husbandry. And if these two weren't charging at me through the screen, I'd know something was up. They want me to feed them, and they'll get fed soon, don't worry. But right now, just enjoying these cherry heads. And here's the other one. I love their eyes too. They've got red in their eyes.
Very cool.
So these guys are going to be really good herbivores. They're not specialists. They'll eat a wide range of leafy greens, fruits, different vegetation. They'll take animal matter from time to time if they can catch it or find it easily, or if an animal dies within range, they'll nibble on it. So they're a fantastic species to keep as a pet because they're easy to feed and keep healthy. So important. And I have baby cherry heads available right now, so you can always email me at kenanh1@comcast.net if you're interested in a baby cherry head. They're beautiful little guys, and you can check them out on my Instagram. Look at this little head bobbing. That's a little bit of almost territorial behavior. So they're trying to communicate with each other, or rather that female's trying to communicate to the bigger one. So interesting behavior. That's why I always say it's cool to get two animals at least, so that they have another one of their own kind to interact with, because you see more of the behavior of the animal, which is what makes them interesting to me. I love seeing them interact with themselves and their environment. That's what makes reptiles so fascinating as a pet to me. So there you have it, everybody. We're gonna wind this video down. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed the new members of the camp. Don't have names for them yet. They were named, but their names escape me. I'm gonna have to look at the email again. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. What do you think of cherry head tortoises? Let me know in the comments below. Are these a species that you keep or would like to keep? I'd like to know. So sound off below. Thanks for watching, guys. I'm gonna just relax and watch my new tortoises. So long.